live fireworks at the press conference. And also, we air one of the many, many awesome pieces of content we got today, our interview with Justin Mayers. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome into Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Oh my goodness.
Shots fired. Fireworks.
Just incredible. There's no other words. I mean, there's many other words actually, but they're all along the same lines as that.
Tremendous.
Yeah, just... we are so lucky, so blessed to have Coach Prime as our head coach. So privileged. I mean, all the words, man.
Yeah, and some people are probably going to be mad about our appreciation of that press conference.
Do not care.
But at the very least, you got to admit it's entertaining.
That's at the very least what it is.
That's what I'm saying, at the very least. But I don't even know where to start here. I'll just say... The video that Uncle Neely got of the angle of the media during that exchange, and there's the guy who's for like the school paper or whatever sitting there just smiling. That was me the whole time.
There was a certain point where I was trying really hard not to laugh during that press conference.
It's like I said, you cannot deny the fact that was entertaining.
Oh man, it was so good. Fall Media Day went pretty much as I expected it to.
Yeah, we called it. We said Coach Prime was going to be on 10,
yep,
on 100.
And that he was, man. We're going to dig into that. We'll dig into Shilo and Shedeur's press conference. And then, yes, we will get to our interview with Justin Mayers. But we start today with what Coach Prime started with, which is that we will have a scheduled off-campus practice next week on Friday at the ALLCITY Stadium.
We have a stadium?
Or yeah, what is it called?
ALLCITY Field. I did not realize that our company had purchased a high school football stadium in downtown Denver.
It's incredible, man. It's like we just level up like passively.
Yeah. We gotta we should actually talk to whoever whatever school owns that stadium and be like, can we put actually ALLCITY branding on your guys' stuff?
I mean, why not?
We should. This is really, really cool and 100% unique, like a lot of the things that Coach Prime has brought here to Boulder and actually now to Denver. It's a home game for us, Jake.
Yeah, for real.
I love this, man. This is really cool. And there's a lot of layers to why I like this. First of all is the obvious stuff that Coach Prime talked about. Mm-hmm. You get to a point in the fall camp where things start to get monotonous, and you're looking at the same guy across from you every single day in the same setting on the same field. You're going into the same locker room. It's just like, it's easy to get into a routine. And I think we've probably all experienced that in our life when your life gets too repetitive, you start autopiloting.
Yep.
And sometimes you don't even realize it, but you just you could go through a whole week without ever actually locking in on anything.
Right.
And so that is the first part of it, and I think that's the main part of it. But how about this, Jake? Just a few weeks after that, the Buffs are going to have to load up buses, hit on the highway, go to a new school and a new locker room and play a football game. Of course, that's going to be the CSU game. It's a rare road trip where you're not actually getting onto a plane.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a little bit of that in this too, where it's like, okay, you get to experience a little bit of that, loading up the buses and going out there and, preparing for a football game. So that's a cool part of this. And then I also think there's just a cool part of like, there's a little bit of a separation between Boulder and Denver.
Oh yeah, of course.
Boulder is a very, wealthy college town that has an even more disproportionately white demographic than the rest of the state, whereas Denver is a real city.
Yep.
And I think by bringing a practice down to Denver and making the open practice at Denver, you are opening up the door to the program to people that live in this city who might not be able to make it up to Boulder if the practice was up there. Whether that's because they work later, and if you were doing it at 6 o'clock in Boulder and they don't get off work till 6 o'clock, they couldn't make it up there, or just the transportation and maybe not having the ability to get up to Boulder because of the transportation. Like, I think that my favorite part of all of this is it's going to open the door to the program and allow some people who maybe not have been able to get close to Shedeur Sanders and ask for his autograph, or Shilo or LaJohntay Wester. And that's my favorite part of it. Coming down to a part of the state that's different from Boulder. And I appreciate kind of everything that goes into this.
Yeah, man, definitely. It's really cool to see, Coach Prime just continue to do what he does. Spread the love, share the love, bring the Buffs down to Denver. As you said, a little bit of a home game for us, but he kind of does these things, man. He is very intentional in how he plans out every single practice. And on top of that, every week of practice. The first week of fall camp was about simulating the first week of the season for North Dakota State.
Yeah.
They worked 6 days that week, Monday through Saturday. And Saturday they had live action. You can call it, I guess, a little scrimmage or whatever. But to simulate, that build up to the first game of the season. Maybe, I guess, with that being on Thursday. But either way, it's a full game week that they're trying to simulate. So it's just really cool that he's trying to do this, especially, as you said, with the kind of local road trip angle where you don't have to go on a plane and, bring a whole suitcase and stuff with you. You'll be able to go home that night.
Yep. It's great. Can't wait. And that's going to be a great day because we have the last DNVR golf tournament that morning.
Yep. And
then we're going to get Buffs football practice live in the evening.
Cannot wait.
By the way, Coach Prime said it holds 5,000. And so he's looking forward to seeing 10,000 people there, which I'm sure the city of Denver really loved to hear.
He's going to get his wish. I asked Coach Prime how much better he's feeling physically and feeling about his team right now compared to last year. He said, I feel so much better about the team and also the staff. The coordinators are phenomenal. We all have a really cohesive bond. I'm feeling really good, much better than last year. We're feeling really good. I'll have my sexy on by the time that the first game is held.
Yeah, someone tried to bring him honey buns for his birthday. He said, nah, I'm trying to get my six-pack ready.
Yeah.
Not touching that.
But yeah, someone else noted, and that's where I got this question from, is one of our commenters noticed that just the way that Coach has been acting around the team is much different than last year. I think he's just feeling better mentally, physically, like all the way around. He's got a better team. So you can just tell by the
trust the staff more.
Yeah, he just gives that vibe off, every time at practice. So
yep.
He was asked about Colorado's cornerbacks, and used this as an opportunity to do a callback to last offseason.
Yes.
He said, I'm seeing pretty much 4 to 5 guys that can bump, run, and cover all day. That front cooperates with the back end. The pass rushers that we have, shoot. I want to thank the head coach from Pittsburgh for preparing those young men for us. Thank you, Pittsburgh. I appreciate everything. God bless you.
He was all the way into the bag of receipts today. We went back a whole year.
It was so good, man.
For those of you who don't remember, Pitt head coach Pat Narduzzi who I don't even think I would know his name if it weren't for this. Took a shot at Coach Prime building through the portal.
Yep.
And for essentially like whatever terminology he used, like kicking players off the team, which was not what happened. More of just, hey, look, you're never going to play here, so you should probably go somewhere else, which every coach does. There's literally a button in NCAA or CFB 25. Encourage transfer.
Yep.
There's an encourage transfer button. That's all that happened.
Yep.
But anyways, Pat Narduzzi was critical of that. The Buffs took both of their top 2 pass rushers from last season, and Coach Prime didn't forget. And he also alluded to the fact that, like, Dayon Hayes asked him to do that.
Yes. Yeah. What did he say? I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like Dayon asked me to say something about.
Yeah, Dayon said someone was taking shots. So
that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Then he was asked about the uniforms. He said, everywhere we've gone, we've always enhanced the look, talking about his coaches and coaching staff. These young men are going to have a wonderful look. He also was then asked how much of a role he played. He said, a heavy hand, and you're going to see them real soon.
How soon is real soon, Coach?
Do we believe real soon?
I mean, we're 20 days away from the first game, so that could be characterized as real soon.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
I really hope that they take advantage of the fact that they can steal the internet for a day anytime they reveal the uniforms.
Yep. Coach Prime was asked about Travis again. He said once again that he is better. Travis is better than Coach Prime was at Travis's age now. He also added he's a great human being. Really just building Travis up. I think that's basically all I got. What am I missing from this?
You can't think of anything?
So, CBS.
Okay, well, yeah, this one will be quick because I don't think we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a local CBS reporter asked Coach Prime a question. Coach Prime said he's not taking questions from CBS this year. We'll leave it to Coach Prime if he wants to ever share why.
Yeah.
But I'll just say this: it has nothing to do with the national CBS sports writer ranking him the second worst coach in the Big 12 or something like that.
Right.
It's not that. Like I said, maybe Coach Prime will wants to share that. If he doesn't, not my problem. Then there was the next. Unless there's anything else you want to say on that.
No, I'm literally. What else? What did I miss?
Sean Keeler.
Ah, yes, Sean Keeler. Sean Keeler.
So yeah, obviously Sean Keeler's been really critical of the program, really critical of Coach Prime, and today Coach Prime decided he had enough, and so he decided to call him out on it. And let's just say it was a one-sided event.
Yeah. Slightly overdue, though, in my opinion.
Look, I think that if you're a journalist or whatever you want to call it, you have the right to say whatever you want. Mm-hmm. But you also, Coach Prime absolutely has the right to call you out on it.
Yes, he does.
And it's very much a keep that same energy type of situation where it's like, hey, like you're, throwing daggers from behind the keyboard all day long. So what's up? What's the deal? What's your issue with us? What's your issue with me? What's up with the hate? And
we never got an answer.
The best answer we got was, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So, look, I think there's a lot of people that work in media that are on the defense today. Not me.
Or me.
I think there's a phrase that Mitch Smith from Big Drive Energy uses. Yeah. He says, "Not my pig, not my farm."
Yeah.
Like, not my problem.
Yeah, that's true.
You barked up that tree.
Yeah, you got what you asked for.
Yeah, exactly. And Coach Prime absolutely has the right to respond. And it's the same shit as always. Anytime Coach or anyone in the Sanders family responds to criticism, people always clutch their pearls.
Yeah, he can't say that.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
You can't do that. And it's like, why not? you can just throw stones all you want, and they're not allowed to respond ever. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I didn't take any issue with it. And I felt like he actually gave Keeler space to
He did.
speak for himself if he wanted to.
Yes, he did. Coach Prime was legitimately asking him, "Why are you like treating us this way?"
Yes, and he could have said he had the floor
Yep.
to answer, but then he said, "No, we'll talk about that another time or whatever." And he said, "Can I ask you a football question?" He said, "No, we'll talk about football. I'll talk about football with you when you're done talking about what I want to talk about."
Neely says the theme was, "Why are you even here knowing you don't like us?" And that's exactly like the vibe from it. Like, you come to all these he's there every day. He was just pressing Jordan Seaton on Monday.
Yep.
Had his back turned to Camden Dempsey on Monday.
That was weird.
He does this shit all the time. So, I mean, what's the point of coming?
I mean, to go back home and write something negative.
I guess you can get quotes from elsewhere though.
Yeah. I bet you he's sharpening the knives for whatever he's going to write today.
Oh, of course.
But again, I don't really see the problem.
There's no problem.
A lot of people have a problem, as always.
Yeah, as always. Mm-hmm. Shout out to our friends at Mint Mobile.
Also, what's up, Unc?
Yes, what is up, Unc? Missed you today. Shout out to our friends at Mint Mobile. Finding a reliable, cheap wireless provider almost seems impossible these days. But this is where Mint Mobile comes in. You can ask the people in the chat. We got tons of fans of Mint Mobile there. But you can get a new customer offer of a 3-month wireless plan for only $15 a month over at mintmobile.com/buffs, BUFFS. That's mintmobile.com/buffs. To cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. It's a $45 upfront payment required. That's equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on a first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. You can see mintmobile.com for details.
Sorry, I'm...
True Fan Travel.
Yes, True Fan Travel. Like I said yesterday, we've officially got single game tailgate tickets available for the Nebraska game. So if you already have your tickets, you already have your hotel, you just wanted to come party with us before the game, you can go to truefantravel.com/trips. And on there, you can get yourself tickets to our tailgate. It's going to be great out there. We're super excited to hang out with everyone. And yeah, more to come about that and all of our trips soon.
Definitely. You can head on over to truefantravel.com/trips to book your spot today. Be on the lookout for more road trips brought to you by True Fan Travel. Signups for these road trips are live while spots last.
Last thing I'm going to say about this, because I have a feeling it's going to come up at some point. Someone somewhere is going to say, like, you guys are media or whatever. You should stand up for fellow, journalists, this, that, and the other. Like, I'm only speaking for me here, but you usually agree with me on these things. I don't consider myself to be part of that. Mm-hmm. Because of, there's similarities in the job. There are times where we cross paths and we're in the same rooms, like in a press conference.
Right.
But if there's like some sort of like brotherhood or something of journalism, I personally don't see myself as part of it. Yeah. And there are people that work at our company that do. So I don't have any issue with that. Mm-hmm. But me personally, I don't see myself as part of it.
No. I don't know. I don't even know, like, what we do is just so different than everyone else. Like,
and that's fine. And, not everyone that doesn't do it our way is doing it the wrong way or anything like that. Everyone has their own thing about it. But, yeah, I don't know. I've never felt connected to that, even when I was trying to do that, because when you're younger, you're just trying to break in, and so you're playing a little bit more by the rules, but just never personally identified with that side of the business.
Yep. Shedeur and Shilo also had their press conference today. I love getting them two together. Mm-hmm. It's just so good. It's like the Shedeur podcast, obviously minus Bucky and a little bit shorter, but that's just what it is. Like, they the way they play off of each other just makes it so entertaining to watch them answer questions.
Totally. And I think they bring the best out of each other because that's just what brothers do. Which is funny because we did talk to a set of brothers today, but we didn't get them together. But we kind of got to see just, I don't know, the way they talk about each other and stuff like that. And I just think Shedeur and Shilo are kind of like each other's yin and yang. You know, they balance each other out very nicely.
I don't have all the quotes from it here, but go check it out on our YouTube channel. It's up right now, and then I'll ask you if I forgot anything as well. But Shedeur was just kind of asked about the offensive line, you know, which guys have stood out. And he said it's all those guys. Each of those guys brings something different to the table. We've got everything sorted out for who's going to play where, which I thought was an interesting comment because one of the topics of when we actually talked football this week was about how the offensive line is kind of being cross-trained and everyone's just getting an opportunity all over the starting offensive line there. Shilo also added after that they got a good running game going too.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. And I'll just add in the praise that we heard today behind the scenes for Charlie Offerdahl.
Yes. Was
very, very, very high praise from his teammates. I was kind of blown away by that. Like, it wasn't... There's a very, very, very clear respect for what Charlie is doing in camp right now. And I think that we've tried to put this to bed a little bit, but like after hearing that, any ideas of like Charlie being kind of like a Rudy figure have to be completely put to bed.
Yeah.
Like he's being talked about like a dog, not a former walk-on turned scholarship fun story.
Yeah. This happened with Trevor Woods. We don't bring up Charlie and like talk about him just to like, oh, it's a good story. Like, no, this is like legit. Like Coach Prime has said how many times that he's the guy that is going to be starting. Like if we had a game tomorrow, Neely, when we talked to him on Monday, said if we played this Thursday, yesterday, Charlie would have been the starting running back. You can see the plays for yourself on Well Off, Reach the People, the pregame show. Charlie breaks runs, man. He's a big play threat.
And by the way, we never asked anyone a question about Charlie today.
Yes.
He was just brought up.
Exactly.
So I'm excited to see what he does this year because he's very clearly going to get opportunities.
Absolutely, he will be. Shedeur was asked about getting Will Sheppard and LaJohntay Wester in the fold. He said they were both the top guys at their school. I'm really excited to have them. They're all really special. I'm ready to get out there. And once again, he kind of just like praised his entire receiving room like he did with us at Big 12 Media Days.
Yep. That receiving room is going to be so nasty.
Yep.
And we had a great interview today with LaJohntay Wester and Will Sheppard.
And Will Sheppard, yep.
So you guys will see those on the channel later. But both of them just have the highest praise for all of the guys around them.
Yep.
And that group is something to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, I was just about to spoil something from the interview. You'll just have to wait and see it from Will.
How many interviews did we end up with?
RG said we had 6, and I think 3 of them were with 2 players.
Okay. So, yeah, we have a lot of content coming out soon.
Yes. Last thing I really got from Shedeur and Shilo was Shedeur was asked about Sam Hart, and he said that group came a long way. Sam Hart took tremendous strides from this offseason to now. And he really, the way he talked about him, he sees him as a legitimate weapon, and that's what we've heard as well, is that he's a legitimate weapon.
And that he's going to help them run the ball.
Yes. What else did I miss from Shilo and Shedeur?
I think you got it.
Cool.
There was no wild media interactions for that one.
No.
The wildest thing is that I didn't get a question.
We didn't. The microphone was just like eluded us for that one. I don't understand.
Me either. I'm not blaming anyone either, but.
No, but yeah.
I actually wanted to ask Shedeur what it's been like being on our side of the microphone.
Would have been a great question. All right, let's just get to Justin Mayers then. Let's hit this break, and we will get right to it. Shout out to our friends over at Factor Meal Kits. They're back, baby.
Ooh, I could use that.
The homies. Look, people, they see the meal kit thing going on, but the reality is, you get the meal kit stuff in and you go, wait, I have to cook all this stuff?
Yeah.
Factor takes all that out of there. They're all pre-prepared and pre-packaged. All you got to do is pop them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and they're delicious. Great stuff like pork chops, like chicken breast. There's a chicken bacon ranch thing that I remember having. But they've got all kinds of options for your diet too, if you're keto or just trying to watch what you eat. They've got you covered over at Factor. Head on over to factormeals.com/DNVRBuffs50 and use the code DNVRBuffs50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code DNVRBuffs50 at Factor Meal Kits, factormeals.com/DNVRBuffs50 to get 50% off plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Also, shout out to Circus Sportsbook. If you're like me and you left today feeling more confident in this team than ever,
oh yeah,
then you want to go over to Circus Sportsbook and get in on their win total, which is still sitting at 5.5. You might even be able to find an alternate line over there. But Circus Sportsbook has the best odds, and the reason is because they are still using real people to calculate their odds on a day-to-day basis, on a line-to-line basis, on a game-to-game basis. So make sure you head over to circusports.com, download the Circus Sportsbook app. Circus Sports bets can only be made while physically located in the state of Colorado. Must be 21 or older, all rights reserved. Circus Sports Colorado encourages you to gamble responsibly, and if you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
I did forget one thing from Coach Prime's press conference. He ended the press conference by saying, "It's going to be a phenomenal year. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard."
Love it. Also, something that we needed to talk about today that I don't think we put in the rundown. Cam's speech yesterday.
Oh, my God, man. I mean, I think Dancy Fade, when they put it out there on Twitter, said this is like the most or the best thing he's heard someone say while Coach Prime has been at Colorado, and I think I agree.
Yeah, we had a funny interaction with Cam up there today because he was at Media Day, and as he was walking by, we talked about that, and I just said, "Man, you're making it really hard for us to not talk about you." But I quote tweeted. I said, "As soon as they release the new jerseys, I'm getting a Cam jersey. That's my. You have my word on that." And honestly, I almost copy and pasted that and put it in our all company Slack because that is not advice that only applies to.
Oh, that is life advice.
Yes, exactly. That does not only apply to the Colorado Buffaloes football team. That applies to everyone and anyone who is in a position that they covet. It's a great thought to just think to yourself, like, how many people that wish they could have your position would look at what you're doing and say, man, you could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
And that was Cam's message, and I thought it was so great. And I think there's going to be some people who interpret that as like a negative thing. Like I saw people being like, wow, they're this far into camp and they're having to have this speech. I don't think it was necessarily about anyone or anything in specific, more just about like, hey, we have to turn it up another notch. Like, you can't be BSing. You can't be taking plays off. You can't be taking days off. And that's something that every football team goes through. But not every football team has a leader that can stand up there and say it to their face. And also open himself up to the criticism. Say, you guys are welcome to say it to my face too. I want you to.
Yes.
But even in some of the interviews we did today, there was a lot of talk about accountability that the players have with each other. So it was just really, really real. And I don't think every team has players that are willing to be that real with each other like that.
No, for sure, man. And, to your point about it, like, this is something that you can send to anyone. We all kind of go through that. We all need a little kick in the ass sometimes, right?
Dude,
and
absolutely.
So I think that was Cam's entire point. And of course, it's going to get taken out of context. It's Colorado. It's Coach Prime.
Yeah.
But Coach Prime was just like, we need a little more juice today. So that's why he asked Cam and Travis to go up there.
Yep.
And he knew that they would come with that fire that they came with.
Yep.
And so that's why he asked him to do it. But yeah, man, shout out to Cam for that. That was really awesome. We also have go ahead.
Someone in the chat said, like, RK and Jake, you can't just like DNVR. You have to love it. No, like, that's real.
For sure.
And it goes back to what I was saying earlier about how sometimes when life gets monotonous and repetitive, you can catch yourself autopiloting.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even little things like, the other day when you texted me, you're like, let's do a cold open with the darts only thing. It's like, that's great. Like, like that's us, like, being sharp, thinking, not just getting into the day to day and doing the same thing over and over again. So yeah, no, everyone needs that message.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you aren't working a job that you feel like, others would covet and others would, you got to approach things on like that on a day to day basis so that you can get where you want to be.
Right. Exactly. Last thing before we get to Justin. Sorry, I know we say we get to Justin, and now we're just turning into a whole segment. But
well, we were running a little early.
We have a bit of a roster update, we have a new player as well. I'm gonna try and pull up the full roster update for you. But anyways, the new player, or the most notable new player, is Cardell Thomas. He was at LSU and Florida A&M previously. He was committed to Central Missouri back in the summer, but has, I guess, decided or is given an opportunity to come play at Colorado. He's got some Colorado ties. I think he's worked with McChesney in the past.
Yep. He also has ties to Coach Riz.
Yes, at Florida A&M. So I don't know if you can expect much out of Cardell Thomas at this point, just joining the team in August like this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more offensive line depth, and it's exactly what the goal of this offseason was for this team, and they're still executing it.
Absolutely. And, everyone wanted to know, are they going to add players at the end of or in the middle of camp like last year? There's been 2.
Yep. Sorry, I want to try and pull up the roster so I can get okay, so the other player who has been added is Titus Batista. He's a running back from Chicago, went to DePaul College Prep, full eligibility. He's a walk-on, 5 years to play 4. Ian Massey is on the roster officially now as a grad transfer, also as a walk-on. And then, Cardell Thomas, who we just talked about.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I think we can actually get to it.
Okay. Let's just waste no time. Here's Justin Mayers from Media Day.
All right, we are here with Justin Mayers. Man, it's been a while since we talked.
It feels so great to be back. I love you guys. This is what started it all. I mean, y'all keep it real. I watch y'all's live streams all the time. Y'all don't even realize I be in the comments. I'm always watching. So
I saw you in the comments once, and I was like, "Is that actually him?" Or someone's like burner account.
Like I actually have love for you guys. Man. I'm always watching. So I mean, y'all keep it real. A lot of media guys, they're fake, off the camera. And y'all are just real guys, and y'all are passionate about your thing. So I like it for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Speaking of being real, I feel like you've been really real about just this program since you got here, and
for sure.
There's been a lot of negative attention that's come out, especially this week. I'm just curious, does it get old? Like, does it start to get frustrating seeing this type of stuff come out?
You know what? It's crazy because it actually excites me because it just means this season's going to be even bigger than what we think it's going to be, and it's going to be everything we know it can be. So, we welcome the hate, but it's like, how can this all be true? You know what I mean? It's not. I've heard a lot of old teammates, they're getting paid from all these other medias to say bad stuff, but it's funny because all these guys end up talking bad about the program when they leave. They're the most happiest when they're here.
Right.
They're always repping Colorado. What part of it? Like they're all Colorado, But it's just you can't feed into it. Every day. I don't even know what's new now. What's the new thing going on? It's.
We'll probably log on Twitter and find out here in 5 minutes. So.
But no, let's just say, out of all the schools, Coach Prime and their staff, they keep it real. They love on you hard. They're going to push you hard, and every day has been consistent for me. 50-50. I don't like but no, they're real. It's great here, for sure. Yeah.
Just something about you that I've noticed is, since you got here, you talk about last year's team like you were on the team. Like you take that pride in this program already, even though you haven't played an actual game yet.
Yeah.
So just watching this team come together, over the last however many months you've been here, what's that been like for you and just emerging as a leader?
Yes, sir. I feel like I'm so excited. I can't even put it to words. This is my 6th year, and I mean, this is the most excitement I've had in a while. Like, it lit a spark for me. And I feel like it's just all about buying in. Coach Braun, they really push a lot of us older guys and impactful players to be leaders and love on the younger guys. And, because you have a bunch of leaders that can relate to everybody, and we can all reach a common goal as one. I mean, the coaches, they pushed me. I gotten so much better as a player in the last 4 months and faster than I've had in the past years. And I mean, I'm all in. And this season, if we can protect Shedeur and open the run game, it'll be phenomenal for sure.
Feels like they've kind of like mixed you guys up a little bit on the offensive line, cross-trained you a little bit. Like, how do you feel about just the way the current line is looking and shaking out?
You know, it's cool because, you know, Coach Phil and Gunner, they're great guys, and we get real hands-on NFL experience. And Lover is also, in my position you might play in college might not be the same and make it to NFL. So learning that diversification, that versatility, whatever words you want to use, is good. You know, I went from left to right guard. I'm learning different things and different habits of tackle and all stuff. So it's good. I feel like we're all learning different things, and it's making us bond closer because we have a great group of guys. A lot of people don't realize how awesome it is here. I mean, Tyler Brown, we got myself, Khalil, Jordan, you know, Hank. It's a great group, and the whole room itself is just it's funny. Every day we're laughing, so it's exciting. But it's good to get that sense of different combinations to learn how it is to be next to someone else, and at the end of the day, we're all as one. We're good for sure.
Tell us a little bit about Hank, because I feel like he gets the least talked about of any of the offensive linemen. He's a guy who was here last year, kind of stuck around, played well when he was out there, but like just kind of the quiet, like, oh yeah, he's just kind of been here, and it feels like he's doing a great job at center.
Oh yeah, Hank, he's a very happy guy right now. I don't even know where he is, but you know, I love Hank. I mean, we all love each other. It's good to have that sense of camaraderie, which helps with that continuity on the field. I mean, Hank, he works hard. He's super smart as a center, which is what you want, and I feel like he's great to have him as the middle piece right now.
We talked to some of the defensive linemen over there, and they said they kind of been taking it to you this year.
Taking it, okay.
They're so far in camp, but we've seen you guys get really chippy, you know, so far.
Yes.
You know, is there a balance? Can you go too far with that, or is this just something that you really feel like the team needs, especially after last year?
I think it's great. I mean, when you watch the games, you see Shedeur get jumped pretty much, you know, or Travis, and no one stuck up for each other. I mean, this year we got a group of guys that got tenacity, and we're not going to let Shedeur just get hit and not say nothing about it. The goal is not let him get hit in general, but I'm saying like compared to last year. But I think this year we got guys that just been through a lot of adversity and that are all buying in. And this means so much to everyone. I know this means everything for me. But I feel like camp, you're going to have days where offense wins, defense wins. You're going to have a couple fights here and there, but that's good. I mean, a team that's exciting, it's good. I feel like it's good. Yeah. But there's a balance in it. Coach Prime and the staff did a great job of not letting it too far. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we still need to be disciplined, and we're still a team at the end of the day, for sure.
Do you like having a guy like Khalil out there on the offensive line who's kind of a little bit of an instigator, you know, kind of always poking and prodding the other side?
Yeah, it's funny because, like, if I get into something, it's like 3 seconds, I know he's about to come. or if he gets to something, I'm, like, lurking from the background, coming in. So it's cool. We all got each other's back, which is something that you need to have as an offensive lineman. You know, just being there for each other. You know, it's us versus the world. This year it really is us versus the world. O-linemen, all the eyes are on us, so having each other's back is just great, for sure.
What kind of growth have you seen in Jordan Seaton's game, you know, since you've gotten here and you guys have been able to work together?
I think I could say also Coach Phil, I mean, even myself. I mean, so much thought I thought was right when it was to my game was so wrong. I mean, Coach Phil, he sees all the small details and pushes you. I mean, Jordan, as an 18-year-old, has learned so much, and he's around a lot of veteran group that he gets all the keys to the table, but he's a great guy. He's learning really fast, and he's doing great on the field. So I'm excited this year. We'll be good.
This deep into your college career, if you looked back at yourself as a freshman, what's something you would tell that Justin that you wish you had now?
You know, it's awesome to say that because I see Jordan as like my little brother. You know, so everything I wish I could have told that Justin, like you just said, is what I'm telling him every day. You know, I've been through so much, whether it's good or bad, so I'm able to just love on him in a way that he can have all the answers to the test. You know, coming in a guy like him and his position and you know, all the pressure and stuff, he handles it very well. So, like you said, but to answer for me personally, I've just learned as much as you can. Stay true to yourself. You know, it's going to get hard sometimes, but have perseverance and learn constantly be a student of the game. Because there's always something more you can constantly learn. So I would just say that. And take care of your body, for sure. You gotta, I'm always in the ice tubs now or like the hot tubs and getting massaged out. So it's pretty good, yes.
Awesome, man. There you go. Colorado guard, Justin Ayers. See you soon, man.
Love you guys.
We love you too, Justin.
What a guy, man. I just wish he had more eligibility.
I know, dude. That's like one of the hard things about covering college, honestly, in general.
Yep.
It's just like, obviously, you're always excited for the next phase, but like, we've built such great relationships with some of these guys, and I mean, just go down the list: Shedeur, Cam,
Yep.
Justin, Tyler Brown.
I mean, Arden Walker. Like, how many can we name?
I know. This would make me sad. But you do wish that these guys could just be around forever.
Yeah.
He's legit one of my favorite people on the team, though.
100%, man. Again, just the way he like embraced this team, embraced this program, and the way he talks about last year, like he's on the team, like that fires me up, man. Like,
no, 100%.
That's just, if anything, it's just like a glimpse of how much you can tell he cares about what he's doing, how much he cares about the game and cares about his teammates.
Yeah. And I think he said it really well. It's like, this is his 6th year, but like everything around this team has given him like a real boost of energy and just excitement for what could be to come. And, not to spoil anything from another one of our interviews, but like we talked to another guy today who mentioned the whole Nikai Hill-Green thing, which is like, I felt like I was one of the best players in the country. I just needed the platform to show it. That's why I came to Colorado. And I think Justin's another example of those guys. Like, yeah, I mean, the NFL's job is to find you no matter where you are. But we know, especially, Coach Prime did a great job shining a light on this when he was at HBCU, like how many great players at that level don't get noticed.
Right.
And so Justin may well have gotten noticed, and he deserved to at UTEP, but now he's really going to get noticed.
Absolutely.
And I think he has a great chance to become an NFL player based off of the tape that he puts out there this year.
Absolutely. And he's getting his face out there, not just with us, but on Well Off and all that. I think people in the NFL are going to see the type of person he is, and they're going to go, we could use a guy like this in our locker room. Everyone probably could use a guy like that in their locker room in the NFL.
100%.
So,
Any other takeaways from that?
It just sounds like the offensive line is really starting to come together. It sounds like Jordan's really made some strides. It sounds like the guys love Coach Loadholt. They're comfortable kind of moving around, trying to figure out what's best. Like, they understand the vision with that. And then just the motivation of protecting Shedeur and just standing up for last year. It's kind of the whole theme of the offseason and this season is that we're not letting last year happen ever again, basically.
Yeah. No, 100%. And, he kind of mentioned in there, like, Shedeur getting jumped or Travis getting cheap shotted and how that stuff's not going to fly this year. I love that. And then I think the other thing that's become clear to me is that regardless of how they're going to line it up, the 5 is going to be Jordan Seaton, Justin Mayers, Hank Zielinskis, Khalil Benson, and Tyler Brown.
Yep.
So let me ask you this. Next week, when they go out here at ALLCITY Field, presented by ALLCITY Network, who's going to be at right tackle?
Tyler Brown.
Okay. That's what I think so too.
Okay. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Plenty more coming from Media Day today. It was.
We got to clip the first like 5 seconds of that and post it out because that was awesome. Like, we were talking about it afterwards. That's one of the coolest things to hear. Like, I don't know, the guys watching the show are saying, that we're real, whether we're on the show or whether we're with them in person. That means a lot to me.
Definitely. Same here. Not to go too deep, because I know we have to get to questions. We only have a few more minutes left, or 10 minutes left. But
we started a little late. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so 15. Well, general just takeaways from today. Everyone is so comfortable.
Very much so. And the camaraderie really, really stood out to me. We interviewed Jeremiah Brown and Jalen Wester together. Yep. And those two guys just playing off each other, having so much fun. We interviewed Micah Welch and Dallin Hayden together. Those two guys like playing off each other, just like it's almost like a buddy system out there, like everyone kind of has their guy, and they're just it was just really cool to see. I felt like all of the guys were really connected. And I know we've talked about that a lot this offseason, and some of it can sometimes feel like lip service.
Right.
But then you get to see it in person, and you can really feel that these guys are connected on and off the field.
Yep. And just the difference between last year and this year, in that regard too. Like this day last year, there weren't as many players sitting together, like hanging out, joking around in this type of setting. But it was like they were just literally rolling off the practice field and just keeping the conversation rolling into the Del Ward touchdown club. Like everyone was just hanging out. Everyone was down to like do interviews together. Like there were multiples of that going on. It was just it's just really cool to see, man. This is like literally what the game's all about, and why I think I love the game so much is stuff like this.
Could not agree more. Couple other takeaways. One, Jeremiah Brown looks huge.
Yeah.
Like he got way bigger.
Yeah.
The other one that really stuck out to me was Charlie Offerdahl. Multiple people talking about Charlie to us out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Kind of just hyping him up.
Yep.
Other random takeaway, they're replacing the grass after the concert.
Yes.
Because you guys have heard me stressing about that recently.
Yep.
Because I was like, how are they going to get that grass to recover after a concert next Saturday? New grass. So yeah, I think other one. First real like long look at the video board.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's unbelievable, but the thing that I love most about it just looks like it fits there.
Yes.
It doesn't look forced or like overly big. The word overly is stuck in my head now after talking to those guys. But it's it looks fantastic. And you guys know how protective I am over Folsom.
Well, it looks like the barometer for me for how good it looks is you look at pictures from before with the old one, and it just looks wrong. Like compared to the current scoreboard.
Does.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Well, and like, everyone already knew that except me.
Right. Right.
Because everyone was like, bro, what is up with this tiny screen? I'm like, no, it's perfect, but it's like, it's like when you love someone, their flaws become, things that you love about.
Flaws,
yeah, exactly.
All right. Questions time. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. We would greatly appreciate your 5-star review also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this podcast at. And first up today, we've got Joshua. Anyone heard if the public practice will be streamed or anything? I'm sure it'll be online, though.
No. I mean,
so?
You'll get, Bucky's video and...
There will be a fan in the stand streaming that thing. I guarantee it.
Maybe.
I guarantee it.
I'm sure someone will try, yes. But I'm just saying. I don't think they're going to...
Is it encouraged? No.
Yeah. I don't think like CU is going to stream
Right.
it. Because you're just giving extra, stuff out there. Mm-hmm. There's already an expectation that, Nebraska is going to send someone and CSU is going to send someone and North Dakota State's going to send someone.
Fair enough.
We'll be on the lookout for people wearing... brand new Buffs clothing. Like if you got a hat that still has a sticker underneath it, I'm gonna be like, who do you work for, Connor Stallions?
Joshua again, y'all okay? Any smoke inhalation from the fire Coach Prime was spitting towards those guys? Coach Prime prepared us with fire masks on Monday, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
We knew it was coming. What's up, Sean? Are they charging admissions for the open practice? Seems like it could be a real money maker for 5430 Alliance.
I agree with you on that, but I also think that there's probably I have no idea actually, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was an effort to make it free just so it's more accessible for people down here.
Yeah, they haven't officially. The school hasn't officially announced it yet, so we don't really have details. It was just what Coach kind of said today. So. Yeah, more to come. What's up, Powers? He says, I can't remember CU ever played in Fort Collins ever. When was the last time we played in Fort Collins? It's been a long time.
I think it has happened. I don't remember it in my lifetime. It definitely hasn't happened since I started going to every game.
Hambadge says, where's Cam's go-to restaurant down by DU? May need to make an afternoon of it next Friday.
Damn, a combination of Saucy Southern and the open practice is a great evening.
You go. But yeah, Saucy Southern. 5280 Ivan. Juju commit with a new uni release?
Wow. I hadn't thought of that.
You've thought of it.
Well, I just mean, we talked about it when they were leading up to the visit and could they release it with visit photos? Mm. But I haven't thought about it since then as, the Juju commitment video could also reveal the new uniforms. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Stay tuned.
Bro, everyone is saying overly in the comments now.
Eric, do you know if Coach Prime will still do his segment with Romy Bean? I believe she is with CBS Colorado still.
I think that'll keep going.
I think so as well. As Coach Prime said today, it wasn't Eric that he was mad at, or even the CBS affiliate station out here that he was mad at. It's the overarching CBS. Yeah. So,
yeah, I don't know. It's a Coach Prime question.
MLN, whose job on defense?
We also heard the worst question ever asked today.
Remind me.
I'm not going to remind you.
How did you forget?
But aside from all, aside from all the craziness, we also got the worst question in press conference history.
Oh man, yeah, that was something.
That was actually crazy.
Actually insane for sure. MLN, whose job on defense and offense is in jeopardy of being taken? RB 44 has to look out for 7'9", 23-26, LB Room, Woods Hill, Green Bentley, and DB Hood, McKinney, etc. are the most competitive. The original question:
what?
Whose job on defense and offense is in jeopardy of being taken?
I don't know, man. I mean, I would say, Colton Hood making noise in the corner room.
You got to throw running back out there.
Yeah, but now it's almost like it's Charlie's job, isn't it? So is it his job that's in danger of being taken? Because, you could make that case.
I think it's always been that way. I think that's how Coach Prime has put it, too, is that he's put the target on Charlie's back and he said, that's the guy you got to chase. You got to beat him.
Fair. So, he would be on alert because that, there's a ton of talent in there behind him.
Right.
Speaking of, Michael Welch's arms are insane.
That kid is, so big.
He also just is exactly what I thought he would be.
I know.
And you guys will see in the interview
with
him.
Man.
But, he's really just about that action.
He really is. Indie woman, I think. RK, don't hold back now. As much as you've talked about LaJohntay, you have to tell us more about when you met him today.
He was great, man.
He was awesome. Yeah.
He was great. He gave us a lot of great insights. I don't want to hold back because you guys got to watch the interview, but he was really cool, super laid back. Gave us some really great insights on just Jalen and what he's been hoping for him and his relationship with Shedeur. And I'll spoil one thing. And there was my favorite part of the interview was him talking about how important watching film is to him.
Yep.
That is the single, if any players ever are watching our show, if you say that to me, I instantly think 10x of you as a football player.
Yeah.
Because it's not that common in college. Mm-hmm. Film junkies are not that common in college. It's Shedeur. It's why he has a leg up over everyone. That's why Travis has a leg up over everyone. And so hearing that LaJohntay is part of that film junkie group got me even more fired up for him.
He was great. Will was great too. It was awesome to talk to the both of them. Everyone we talked to today was awesome, guys. You're going to enjoy every piece of content that we have from today. Think Pen Kings asked, did they have the ribbon on as well with the board? No. Well,
I don't think so.
It was.
Yeah,
it was on. It just said "See you Buffs," though. It wasn't anything crazy. It was.
Okay.
It was on though. Best man has Massey been at practice? I don't think so. I don't know for sure, though, honestly.
Remember when we learned about Juju last year? It was just Bucky going up to him at practice.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, who are you?
Yeah.
He's like, what's up? I'm Juju.
Yeah, keep an eye on Well-Off, I guess. Martin asked, best thing about Benson today. We actually didn't get to record with Khalil, unfortunately.
Yeah, just to give you guys kind of a behind the scenes of what it's like out there. It's just a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Coach Prime, or I guess it was Shedeur and Shilo, finished their time on the podium. And they just said, like, okay, there's players here. Have at it. And it's great in one sense because you're just able to go up and talk to guys and
Right.
get them, and there's no, like, time limit. At the same time, it's like there's guys that you really want, but you have no idea how long they've been talking to the person they're currently talking to. And it's like, okay, so you want to talk to Khalil, but he's talking to someone else. And so do you wait for them to finish? That could be another 10 minutes that you
Right.
could have been spending with another player.
Exactly.
And we only got, what, an hour?
I don't know. I think about that.
Yeah,
I mean, it just went so by. It's quick, so
Maybe
quick for us.
Yeah, maybe
Can't
90
talk,
minutes
sorry.
because we got 6 interviews of about 10 minutes. And so then, you add another 30 minutes of us walking around trying to figure out who we're
Waiting,
going to talk to
yeah.
next. It was overly awesome.
To super chats, we got a few today. So GMAC, I think that says. Multiple sources say that Steve Corder has been laundering money for organized crime, criminal syndications for years to fund his debilitating penchant for German Schitza films. Will the Lebertard Show have me on to discuss my report? You're invited, brother.
That's wild.
You're invited, GMAC. I can't wait to see you on that segment, bro.
Yeah, it should be great.
You're gonna do great.
By the way, I watched yesterday to see if Dan Lebatard would kind of, I don't know, apologize. I don't know if the word is apologize, but like address the fact that Corder went on there and made something up about the players asking who has the most guns.
Right.
And he didn't. He basically just talked about how we've lost the battle because everyone, if they don't like what a journalist says now, then they just say it's fake. Which, if you wanted to go down that road, fine. But I felt it was also would have been very important to address the fact that he clearly stated something on your show that was proven to be completely asinine and false within like minutes of when you guys posted it on Twitter.
Yes.
To the point where y'all deleted it.
Yeah.
I felt like that needed to be addressed.
Yeah, it is what it is. K-Max, I'm not admitting anything. East Coast Kev, finally, the Coach Prime that I always wanted to see, he gave those reporters the Tim McCarver treatment. Coach Prime was, this was my favorite press conference I think he's had.
Well, and remember when he said, I'm starting to get comfortable.
Yes, he did.
And I think this is comfortable Coach Prime. Doesn't have to, he's not that I don't think he ever cared himself as the new guy around, but like now it's like, this is you're on my territory.
Well, and like he's more comfortable with us too. Like not just saying to me and you, but like the media in general. Like he knows
who's who,
like
Yeah.
exactly what's going on there. So he can kind of tailor his answers, you know what I mean? Like to that instead of always having to be, prime time for every single question like he kind of was last year, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I just mean. I think he's just like, like I said, it's his territory now. You're walking onto his grounds.
Yep.
And so he's being more himself.
Baron with the super chat. I really liked Shiloh's confidence when he said there's no weak spots in the secondary, along with Shedeur talking about how elite LaJohntay and Will are. This year we finish and win close games, no doubt. Sco. Hell yeah, Baron.
Yeah, and I loved Shilo doubling down on we're the best secondary in the nation. Because everyone should feel that way about their unit.
Yes.
If you're confident in your team, that's what the standard that you should hold yourself to. And so, of course, because it's the Buffs, people will always get up in arms over statements like that and say they're overhyping themselves. But everyone in the country should feel that confident in their teammates.
Definitely, man. I loved Shiloh's vibe up there today. He's just so ready.
I know. Yeah, he said he didn't want to be up there. He's ready for football.
Yep.
Travis also probably felt that way. He won that battle, though.
Yes, he did. Mike says Cardell was a beast recruit in 2018. Yes, he was. He was a top 100
4-star.
player, a 4-star. He was ranked the 97th overall player on the composite, the 4th overall guard in the 2019 recruiting class out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It seems like he's slimmed down a bit too. Back then, he was listed at 6'2.5", 356. He's listed on CU's roster at 6'3", 310. So good for him. Explicit says, just supporting my guys. Appreciate you, Explicit. Thank you, man. Thanks
Appreciate
for tuning
you.
into all the Twitch streams too.
Yeah, for sure.
Kev again. Did you guys talk about how after all that smoke, Willie Gaines is back in the transfer portal again? I think he left Murray State. Well, we'll mention it here, but that's
the story.
yeah, that's really all I got for you. Obi, interview Ian Massey. We would love to hear why he chose Colorado and what he plans to do this year. If we ever get a chance, I'm sure we will take advantage.
Hell yeah.
And then the GOAT, Laura, just sending a super chat in appreciation of Team DNVR. You guys greatly outshine the rest of Costa Country. Only 3 weeks left. Thank you so much, Laura. You're the
Thank you,
GOAT.
Laura. And we're actually under 3 weeks.
Yep.
20 days.
Yes, we are.
20 days from football.
Cannot wait, man. What a week. Holy cow. Just so much going on, but to cap it with today and how everything happened today, it was right.
Yeah, it has been a hell of a week, and I can't believe we're like just getting started.
Yeah.
This is like a full-on trial by fire. Are you ready for football season week?
That was literally what this week was. It was get ready. Remember, this is how exactly how it was last year. So,
Yeah. And last year it took me about 3 weeks into the season to start realizing like I'm not going to be able to burn this hot on Twitter all season long.
right.
This week, I have not learned that lesson yet. Been
No.
burning pretty hot.
No, we did well, I think, bro.
Yeah, it's been a week for sure.
We will be back on Monday. I do not have a practice schedule yet. I'm assuming we'll have practice on Monday, though. We'll have takeaways, press conferences all up on the YouTube channel, and then media day content starting today, tomorrow.
Today?
Today?
We could probably get one up today. I think we can do one today.
Okay.
Also, I've got the club championship this weekend. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Saturday, Sunday, 2-day tournament. I'm gonna have to show out.
And I got another flat tire, so.
But you fixed it really fast, brother. We were impressed with Jake's handyman skills.
Hell yeah.
He got a flat tire while we were in Boulder, and then I was like, all right, we'll pop over to the lunch spot and get you lunch while you fix your flat tire. By the time I sat down, because I was just going to order your food on the way out. Mm-hmm. By the time I sat down, Jake called me. He's like, are you guys still there? I'm like, yeah, of course. What? You're already done? Flip that tire in what, like 10 minutes?
I think so.
It's crazy.
And I think I beat you all back here, too.
Yeah, seems dangerous.
I mean, honestly, well, I pulled up the journey on my maps, and I saw the red spot from just like traffic jam or whatever. So I hit the carpool lane. I just bit the bullet for about 3 minutes, and I passed everything that was like blocked up.
Damn, I don't think you're supposed to go that fast on those tires, but
I was
glad
going like
you're here.
65 miles.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to go that fast.
It was speed limit. What do you want me to do?
You stay
On
in
the
the right
donut.
lane is what you're supposed to do.
Hey man, that thing was secured. I got that on there. Those bolts are all tight.
You should probably look on the side that says, I'm pretty sure when you install it says like, don't go over 45 miles per hour.
Man, I see people ride on those donuts for like weeks. My car is fine for today.
Hey, that's, that is what it is. You're here safe. That's all that matters. Just be careful. We need
Always
you.
am.
In the words of Coach Prime in the legendary Instagram comment, man, stop. We need you.
All right. We're out of here. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs. Love you.
We all city like the mayor.